Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today we're going to give you a frog tape review. This is a new tape that came out, and I'm always leery on a lot of new things, but I've watched the videos, but I haven't really, heard a lot of reviews on it. So I thought, you know what? I got this Airwolf to paint. I'm going to try it, because the last paint job I did was actually on one of my RC cars, and it didn't turn out as perfect as I hoped it would. So I figured, okay, can this stuff really be that good? Now, the results kind of speak for themselves. You're going to see a bit of a slideshow after I'm done yakking. But I wanted to show you how well this frog tape really actually does work. Now, this Airwolf had to come apart in like a million pieces, which you're going to see, like, sections of it. I didn't do every little single piece I repainted, but I did redo all the chrome. I did the rockets in a black, even for the trapdoor. And we've got 3 coats of etching primer, 6 coats of automotive red metallic lacquer, and then 6 coats of automotive clear coat, of course. Now, I left the headpiece alone on this thing, just because I didn't want to have anything go wrong with servo movements or anything. I don't like hiccups. So that we left alone, and besides, to take off the name would have left a ghost image, and then I would have had to paint over that, like with a lot of paint, to hide a ghost image, because ghost images are very hard to hide. But anyway, the frog tape stuff, this stuff for this size cost me like $8 in tax, so it's kind of expensive tape. But I'm going to tell you, just before I show you, this stuff is the bomb. I really, really like it, and it is the only tape I'm going to ever use again when it comes to painting anything where I've got to tape stuff off. Now, I didn't have to tape off the windows on the Airwolf because they were able to come out, but let's get to the underside where we actually had to do the taping. I'm going to try and give you some close-ups as best as I can too of all this. So we left the bottom end of this black from the factory. This is the factory black color. Now, this is where we taped it off, of course, right on the seam line, right on the actual line itself. And so my wife does a really awesome taping job. Here's about as, let's see how close up we can give you with this. And that stuff just works wonderbar, And I'll just rotate this for you. It just does a really, really great job. So if you're looking for like the ultimate tape for painting with, this stuff is actually the bomb. Now, I didn't really want to do a video on the car, but I want to show you a comparison so that you can see. Now, this is my 64 Impala, and the tape I used on it, I'm just going to get the Airwolf out of the way. The tape I used on this was regular painter's tape, but it was a good quality tape. The stuff from the dollar store is garbage, but you can see where it allowed it to bleed in some spots. I mean, from a distance it looks great. When you get right up close and personal and you see where it bled, it's just not so perfect. So eventually I'm going to probably redo this car. But I want to show you the detail and the difference between using a different kind of tape. And you see where it flaked and pulled and it bled through, So, and you can't just sand that out either to get rid of it. Because these are both gloss-based paints. So it's definitely looking like frog tape wins. I'm guessing because they come in a storage case like this, there's a chemical treatment on this tape. I'm kind of guessing that you got to leave it in the case, so that's what I'm going to do anyway, and just take it out when I need it. But otherwise, I'm going to have to say that the frog tape is definitely a winner in my books, and it'll stay that way. What I would like to see frog tape come out though is with the really narrow pinstriping type tape, because that stuff, I like to do pinstriping sometimes and do it with paint instead of like the pin stickers. So if they come out with a nice narrow couple, maybe a couple choices of narrow stuff, that'd be cool. But for this application and using that tape with automotive paints, it can only do just as well on regular paints, you know. And when they show you the can lid, they're not using automotive paints here. They're just using, you know, paint for, you know, painting in the house or whatever, or painting things. I thought I'd try with the automotive paint, and it worked. You saw for yourself, it works great. So I'm going to give this stuff a, I'm going to have to, for the first time ever, actually give a 5 out of 5 on a review. So if you're looking for the ultimate tape, I'd definitely look into this stuff. And it does work great. It sticks really good too, which is another good point. The other tapes that I've tried, even the higher end paint tapes, they do stick, but they can tend to pull, especially once the paint hits them. I've had them pull a few times here and there, unless it's on an already totally flat surface. And so I was kind of wondering how this was going to turn out. You know, I mean, this isn't exactly a flattish surface, and you've got like these angles to go around too, eh? And the stuff just molded in with it. It stayed there, didn't lift. So it's got a very good adhesive on it. You know, so very, very pleased with it. Very pleased with the outcome of the paint job too on the Airwolf as a result. So anyway, if you got any comments, whatever, feel free to leave them. And we'll see you on the next video.